your channel. I am your social space curator, Ellie Jńe, and today we are making gift bags. There are so many different ways you could be able to make a gift bag, but today in particular, I'm going to show you the simplest form of how to make one. I have three that I have right here, and these are just very simplistic, and I'm going to also talk a little bit about the tools and things like that. But on this channel, see, this one is not even being forgiving, but on this channel we basically talk about the best practices on how to curate the healthy community. So with that, we have parties, we have events, we have gatherings, and just really simplistic gatherings or just appreciation, and that's what helps build a healthy community. So in saying that, this is why we do what we do. And gift bags are a great way to leave your party with just that great special memory that someone can be able to keep for a long time. Also, if you want to just use this as a gift bag for another opportunity to gather, connect, and share with your community, definitely do so. This has so many uses because it's a bag. So anyway, what did I do? So in this gift bag, I used a cardstock, special kind of cardstock, 65 pounds or more, because it gives it that nice sturdy kind of look to it. And I also have insert inside. And this is just a basic card that you could be able to put a message or a note or whatever you need, you know, to really communicate with your guest. So I basically make sure that I do not waste a lot of paper with most of my project, if not all of my projects. I cannot stand wasted paper because number one, it's so pretty, and number two, we just don't want waste. We want everything to be put to use. You can close your bags up in so many different forms. You can either flip this over if you want to, but it's like this is more of a thicker piece of paper, so flipping over is probably not the prettiest thing unless you have a very tall bag. So what I do instead is basically poke holes on the side, and I'm going to show you the process in just a little bit, but I want to kind of go into the materials. So I use twine on this bag, and on this bag I use a pom-pom puff and yarn on the back. So this one just wants to topple over because nothing's really in it but the insert. But nonetheless, let's talk about the paper. So the paper that we have, yeah, I knew this was gonna fall. It's just being so dramatic. So the paper that we have is called Sage Dark Park Sage, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this through the tutorial. But this is just 65-pound paper. It has multiple different designs on it, and it's just absolutely adorable. As far as like recollections, having a great paper pad for the type of theme that you have for your party. So I have multiple ones of these paper pads, and you know, my spouse is not really happy about every time I buy a bunch of them, but I can make a lot of different designs. So again, if you just want to watch how it's made and then you want to just purchase it, please utilize my store because I make a ton of these things. So what other tools do we use before we get in? You are going to need a gift bag punch board from We Are Memory Keepers. This is a, I think 7 1/4 is as high as you can go with this punch board as far as making clean score lines. So if you want a very taller bag, you would end up having to start the score line here and transfer the actual bag itself to a scoreboard. So if you want like a wine bottle bag and all that type of stuff, this can be able to make it at the base, but any taller bag or longer bag, you would need to use your scoreboard. The other thing that you would also need is a crocodile. This crocodile will allow you to add your eyelet and your punch any holes that you need within the actual insert and the bag, if you choose to actually have something, some twine or ribbon or string going through your bag to help it stay enclosed. I also have a hole punch because this is a little bit of a bigger hole punch, so that's why I use that's what I used on my bag. A bone folder is definitely needed because you want to set those creases. You do not want to have a, I don't know, kind of like a rounded bag. I like my bags to be clean, so bone folder helps you set those creases. And the other thing that you need is a stamping tool to be able to make really nice tags. Now, you do not need this. There are cool and easy ways you can find all over Pinterest and YouTube on how to make tags. I just have a tag punch because I'm literally obsessed with punching things out. And everything that I'm showing you here, you can find it on my Amazon store as well. So you do not have to go on a crazy hunt, and you can check out the description below. The other thing that you would need is grommet eyelets. So I'll talk a little bit more about that within the video, but this is absolutely necessary if you want to like take your project to the next level. And then I have basic twine from the dollar store or Michael's. Twine is just so freaking cheap. And then if you want to spice up your bag, like at the ends, I'm gonna use an example. Well, I don't want to mess up any of my projects because they already look amazing. But with this, all you have to do is feed it up, feed it through here. It'll end up having this design or whatever scallop design punch out that you want at the top of your bag. And you would do that before you would punch. So in another video, I'll probably show you a different design to do that. But for the most part, I feel like this is a great start. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial on how to make this bag. All right, so what you would need to do is have two 12 by 12 sheets of paper. Mine is from Sage Park Sage Recollections notepad. As you can see there, it has beautiful designs. But once you get your two cardstock piece of paper, make sure it's 65 pounds. You want to measure it down to 7 1/4. So you'll have one side that is 7 1/4 by 12, and then you'll have a slimmer sheet of paper that is basically 4 1/2 by 12. So you're cutting the 4 1/2 by 12 on the 12-inch side at 7 1/2, and then you're going to cut down the 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 by 2 1/2 to 2 1/2 by 2. Whew, wow, that's a lot. Once you finish doing those cuts, you're going to then score. You can use your scoring tool if you want to at 3 3/4. And this should be your insert that will go inside of the bag. So once you have your inserts ready, just put them to the side. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but now it's time to make our bags. Now you take the long side of your bag and you line up the shorter side to that line and start off with the punch, and then score the top line that will be attached to your flap, and then measure out to the large length. You're going to do that again with every line, with your outside line every time you score. So do not forget to score always at the top, so your flaps will have somewhere to fold that's pretty much even. But the instructions with this We Are Memory tool punch board or gift bag punch board is definitely self-explanatory, and it does take a little bit of practice, I'm not gonna lie. So once you get your two bags, the reason why we have two bags is because there's a two-tone that I love to do whenever I'm making my stationery set, but you can always just use one color. I'm using two just because I think it's just a great way to show an example, and I love the two colors coming together. So I was just showing you, if you forget to score, you can always go back and score, and it'll align easily. I'm now cutting down the last part of that sheet so the bag could easily fold upon itself. So off camera, I went ahead and kind of glued down one of the bags, but I'm showing you here that all you need to do is to have a structured, symmetrical bag is fold in that, flap, set it with your bone folder, and then fold your paper in half. There you go. Fold your paper in half and line it up with the bag. That way your bag is absolutely symmetrical whenever you fold it over. Now you have to glue it once you set the actual fold, and then you'll get that perfect box that's not out of whack. See there, I didn't do it correctly. I didn't line it up correctly. So the box is going to be, or the gift bag is going to be a little bit off. And that's okay. You can always undo it, but for the most part, you want to get it right the first time. Now you're seeing me work the flaps of the bag in and out first before I start to glue, and I kind of gauged where that glue will go. In order for you to set that glue up, you would need to place something inside of the gift bag to kind of give it some weight, and it will kind of hold on to its own. So I'm doing it again. I'm making sure I'm folding those flaps in so I can have a really clean gift bag, and it's not rounded around the corners. And then I set something heavy in. So now it's time to get into the inserts, right? In the gift tags. So I have the 2-inch gift tags, and I'm turning those into just regular gift tags for the outside of the gift bag. And then I have the 2 1/2 by I think it's 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and I basically just punched it on both sides. So it's a great gift topper if you don't want to use it for how I'm using it as a gift, as an insert cover, but it's absolutely adorable. I ended up setting it with glue so I can know exactly where it's going to go before I add the eyelets. So just play around where you would like it placed, and the glue allows you to set it there so you don't have to fumble around with it whenever you use your eyelets. So I got this eyelet set off of Amazon. It has beautiful assortment of colors, basic colors. You can find many different colors as well on Amazon. But what I do is take my crocodile and punch 2 holes through the crocodile. Now you can have a bigger hole punch, but you know, that's all I wanted to work with at the time. I do have a bigger hole punch, but not today. And then I'm placing the top part of the eyelet through the card and then the back spacer behind it so it can have a clean look on the inside of the card. And I'm just crocodiling it down, like just crunching it down and setting it in place. And now you have a beautiful card that goes on the inside. You can foil a message on top if you want to, or you can foil one on the inside. You can stamp it. You could do so many things. Because this is already a beautiful cardstock, I didn't really do too much. I'm going to keep it simple and probably put happy birthday or whatever occasion is coming up, you know, for this actual card set. I hated the green, that darker green for this set, but I had to use it some way. Okay, what you saw me do is basically hole punch the top of the bag so we can put this beautiful pom-pom on the top. So I'm using twine instead of yarn. The last instructions or the example I had was yarn, but what I basically do is I take probably like a foot of twine and I kind of gauge it. As you begin to make more bags, you'll know the perfect length for your bags. But me, I didn't need that long of a twine. It's just a foot. And then I basically brought both of the ends through the back, squeezed outwards, and then placed the ends of the loops back through the bag, added my tag, and then did a very simple knot. And it kind of gives you a milk box type look to it. And I like that. It's actually cute for whatever occasion it might be. And there you have it. You have the cutest little bag. So I'm going to explain that one more time. Hopefully this one would help. So you place the end through one side and then you place the other end through the other side. You squeeze the bag shut till it's flat. And the cardstock will allow it to lay flat. Then you'll take the end of your twine on both ends and you'll run it right back through the hole on the opposite side. And you'll have the perfect little gift tags. So my thing is that I'm going to make a video on how to be able to add different embellishments and ways that you can be able to light up the quality or occasion for these cards. Because it's absolutely cute and there's different ways that you can do different prints for these gift bags. I'm telling you, there's a various different ways of doing it. So I'm going to stop right there and say thank you guys for watching this video. And if you have any questions, concerns, or want to follow me at Ellie Jńe, definitely be my guest. And I look forward to sharing more, you know, party favors and other different crafts with you guys in the future. Talk to you guys soon.